So last class we have completed second order kinetics. Hope you all have practiced it, even though it's a little lengthy, but I think you have made it, right? Okay. So this class, students, we will be learning, or we will be doing zero order kinetics. Kindly put the side heading zero order reactions. So this is the most easiest kinetics when compared to second order and first order students. Hope you will enjoy today's class. Okay, so please put the side heading zero order reactions. So the question that we can expect from zero order kinetics: derive an expression for the rate constant of zero order reactions. Okay, so how to start with so first, as we all know, we have to begin with the definition of zero order reactions. Okay, so do you remember the definition of zero order reaction, students? If you don't know, kindly go back once. Okay, there we have already in the beginning, in the first class, we have learned their order of the reactions, under which we have seen first order, zero order, second order, third order, etc. Okay, so write down the definition here. Don't simply leave it, students. Put the side heading definition and write down the reactions in which rate of reaction is not influenced by the concentration of any of the reactants. By the concentration of any of the reactants are called as zero order reactions. Or else you can write the reactions in which sum of powers of concentration terms of the reactants in a rate expression is zero are called as zero order reactions. Or a simple definition, the reactions in which the order of a reaction is zero are called as zero order reactions. Okay, or the reactions in which rate of reaction doesn't depend upon the concentration of any of the reactants are called as zero order reactions. So now it is your choice to choose any one of these definitions. Okay, so after definition, we need to show the general representation of a zero order reaction. So write down, students, let us consider a zero order reaction. Look at the board. I have given the reaction. A gives products. There is a reactant, but whose concentration doesn't influence the rate of reaction. A gives products. Okay, so next comes the rate expression of this reaction. So we all know the rate of reaction is proportional to concentration of the reactants. Okay, so how to write rate expression? Dx by dt proportional to concentration of A to the power 0. So anything to the power 0 value is 1. Okay, so here concentration of A is not at all influencing rate of reaction. So this is the way we write the rate expression of a zero order reaction. Written, students? Dx by dt proportional to concentration of A to the power 0. Okay. Next step, we will remove the proportionality. After removing the proportionality, we need to introduce a constant. Here the constant we introduced is K naught, which where K naught is called as rate constant of a zero order reaction. Okay, so write down dx by dt is equal to K naught into concentration of A to the power 0. Have you written, ma? Dx by dt is equal to K naught into concentration of A to the power 0. Below you have to mention where K naught is called as rate constant for zero order reactions. Okay, next Next step. So, we know that concentration of a to the power 0 is 1. So, the same you write it down here, students. Dx by dt is equal to k naught into 1, which is equal to k naught. Okay. So, if we can directly also mention it, dx by dt is equal to k naught, because concentration of a to the power 0 is 1. Next, dx by dt is equal to k naught. So, moving this dt to right side, we get dx is equal to k naught into dt. Just moving dt to right side, students. Dx is equal to k naught into dt. Below, integrating the above equation both the sides. Integrating the above equation both the sides. How to write after integrating? Integral dx is equal to k naught into integral dt. K naught cannot be integrated. So, integral dx is equal to k naught into integral dt. So, mark this as equation 1. So, once again reading out for you, students. A gives products dx by dt proportional to concentration of a to the power 0. Removing proportionality, we introduce a constant, that is k naught. Dx by dt is equal to k naught into concentration of a to the power 0, which becomes dx by dt is equal to k naught. Moving dt to right side, we get dx is equal to k naught into dt. After integrating, we get integral dx is equal to k naught into integral dt. Okay. Now here the star mark comes. We know that, write down below. We know that integral dx is equal to x plus constant. Here the constant that we are using is c1. So, integral dx is equal to x plus c1 and integral dt is equal to t plus constant. So, already we have used c1. So, we will use c2. T plus c2, where c1 and c2 are constants. Okay. Now, put it in a box, students. We know that the integral dx is equal to x plus c1 and integral dt is equal to t plus c2. Put it in a box. Below, write down substituting the above values in equation 1. Substituting the above values in equation 1, we get, so integral dx we have x plus c1 is equal to k naught into t plus c2. K naught into t plus c2. Okay. So, below write down, students, x plus c1 is equal to, what did we do here? We opened up the brackets. So, inside the brackets, we have t plus c2. Outside the brackets, what is there, ma? K naught. Okay. So, after opening the brackets, we get k naught into t plus k naught into c2. Next, I think many of you must have completed the derivation also, right? Because this is so easy. Below write down is equal to k naught into t plus c3. Why c3? K naught is a constant, c2 is a constant. So, we will introduce a new constant k naught into t plus c3. Okay, what is there left side? X plus c1. Right side, k naught into t plus c3. Okay, now moving c1 to right side, students. Moving c1 to right side. Okay, so we get k is equal to k naught into t plus c1. If it moves that side, it is negative. So, inside the brackets, you can write down c3 minus c1. Again, x is equal to k naught into t plus inside the brackets c3 minus c1. So, again c3 is a constant, c1 is a constant. So, c3 minus c1, we will take a new constant. Therefore, the expression is next step is x is equal to k naught into t plus c. plus C. Okay. Mark it as equation 2, students. Mark it as equation 2. Okay. Till here, once again, I am repeating for you. So from here, students, after integrating, we all know that integral dx value is x plus constant. That constant we have taken it as C1. Integral dt is t plus constant. We have taken the constant there as C2. So substituting those values in equation 1, we get x plus C1 is equal to k naught into t plus C2. X plus C1 is equal to, after opening the brackets, that means multiplying k naught with the t plus C2 which is there inside the brackets. K naught into t plus k naught into C2 is equal to k naught into t plus C3. Why? Because k naught is a constant, C2 is a constant. So below write down. Next what did we do? We moved C1 to right side. So x is equal to k naught into t plus C3 minus C1. So again C3 minus C1, both are constants. We take a new constant, x is equal to k naught into t plus c. Mark it as equation number 2. Okay. Now below write down, students. When t is equal to 0. So initially when time is not taken into consideration, x will be 0, that is decomposed concentration. X will be 0. Okay. Now we will substitute these values in equation 2. Write down. Substituting these values in equation 2, we get, so x we have 0. 0 is equal to k naught into t na. So t is 0. K naught into 0 plus c. Now tell me what is the value of c? C is equal to 0. What to do with this C value now? We will substitute C value in equation 2. Write down. Substituting C value in equation 2, we get, substituting C value in equation 2, we get x is equal to, x is equal to k naught into t plus 0. Therefore, x is equal to k naught into t. So what is our question? Derive an expression for the rate constant of zero order reactions. So finally we could get this, students. X is equal to k naught into t. From this, k naught will be equal to x by t. That is the expression for rate constant of a zero order reaction. Put it in a box, students. K naught is equal to x by t. So next comes units of k naught. So what is the expression of k naught, students? K naught is equal to x by t. Next, units. Write down the units, students. So what is x? Concentration. So what are the units of concentration? Moles per liter, which we can write it as moles into liter inverse divided by time, which will be equal to moles liter inverse into time inverse. Okay, written? Moles, liter inverse, time inverse. So you need not by heart the units, students. So once you derive the expression, from the expression itself, you can write down the units. Don't try to by heart the units of K1, K2 and K0. Okay. Now, next is characteristics of, put the side heading. Characteristics of zero order reactions. Characteristics of zero order reactions. Kindly underline the side heading. Point number 1. K0 values obtained at different concentrations are constant. K0 values obtained at different concentrations will remain constant. Next, second one, half-life is directly proportional to initial concentration. What is meant by half-life, students? The time taken for the decomposition of half the initial concentration of the reactants. So here in zero order reactions, half-life is directly proportional to initial concentration. So let us prove it. Write down the expression for K naught. K naught is equal to x by t. K naught is equal to x by t. Okay. So below write down. When t is equal to t half, when t is equal to t half, that means t is equal to t by 2. Half the time. So x will be how much? The decomposed concentration? Half the initial concentration. So initial concentration we denote it with A. So in half the time, how much is being decomposed? Half the initial concentration. So that we write it as A by 2. X is equal to A by 2. Okay. So t is equal to t half, x is equal to A by 2. Substituting these values in the above expression. Substituting these values in the above expression, write down K naught is equal to x how much, students? A by 2. Denominator t we have. T is how much? T half. So K naught is equal to A by 2 into T half. So therefore T half is equal to A by, so K naught goes to the denominator. So therefore T half is equal to A by 2 into K naught. Where is A in the expression? In the numerator. So therefore we proved it as T half proportional to A. That means half-life is directly proportional to initial concentration. Understood, ma? Is it easy? Good. So next, at the end comes the examples. Write down example. So I am quoting one example here. Photochemical combination of H2 and Cl2. Photochemical combination of H2 and Cl2. Write down the reaction. H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl. This reaction takes place in the presence of light. Here, the concentration of the reactants doesn't influence the rate of reaction. So, how to write the rate expression? Below write down dx by dt proportional to concentration of H2 to the power 0 into Cl2 concentration of Cl2 to the power 0 below. Therefore, order equals to 0. Okay. So, this is the answer for zero order kinetic, students. So, whenever you are asked to derive an expression for the rate constant of first order or second order or zero order, the order which you have to follow, first you are supposed to define that order of the reaction, and secondly we need to represent or we need to show the general representation of the reaction. Next comes rate expression, next comes integration, next comes derivation, and later units, next characteristics, and finally examples. Okay, students. So till here is the answer for zero order kinetics. Kindly draw a line till here. So students, now let us do few numericals based on second order kinetics, students, because last class because of shortage of time we couldn't do the problems. Okay, so please put the side heading problems based on second order kinetics. Second order kinetics. Okay, so problem number 1. Problem number 1. So write down a second order reaction. A second order reaction when the initial concentrations of both the reactants are same. A second order reaction when the initial concentrations of both the reactants are same is 25% completed to 5. 25% completed in 600 seconds. In 600 seconds. Full stop. How long will it take for 75% completion? 75% completion. Okay students, here also we can divide the problem into two parts. First part is 25% completion. Second part is 75% completion. Okay. So first part, the reaction is 25% completed in 600 seconds. Okay. So in this sentence, we have the values. X is 25. So how much portion of the reaction is completed? 25%. So the decomposed concentration is 25, that is denoted by X. So X is 25. In how much time it is completed, students? 600 seconds. Okay. So the units given, the units of time are seconds. Okay. Now X is 25. So let us assume A to be 100. So put the side heading solution part 1 for 25% completion. 25% completion. Write down the values. A is equal to 100. A is equal to 100. X is equal to 25. T is equal to 600 seconds. Okay. Now, A we have, X we have. So, A minus X, 100 minus 25, that will be 75. Okay. So, using these values, students, we can calculate the rate constant of a second order reaction. So, for this we need the rate expression of the rate constant of a second order reaction. Sorry, the expression for the rate constant of a second order reaction. Do you remember? Okay, I have written it on the board. Write down please. K2 is equal to 1 by T into X by A into A minus X. This we have derived in the last class. So K2 is equal to 1 by T into X by A into A minus X. Have you written the expression, students? Okay. Now substitute the values. 1 by T, 1 by 600 into 25 by 100 into 75. So 25 and 75. 3 times it will be cancelled. 25 3s are 75. So what remains? 1 by 600 into 300. 3 into 100, 300. Okay. So if you divide this, we get this value 0.00000055 moles inverse liters second inverse. Students, don't forget to mention the units of K2. If you don't write the unit, simply you will lose half mark. Okay, this is part 1. Next, part 2. So right side I have written, look, part 2 is what? For 75% completion. For 75% completion. Again the same, students. What is to be calculated? Look at the second sentence. How long will it take for 75% completion? Or calculate the time taken for 75% completion of the reaction. So what is to be calculated? T is to be calculated. 75% is what? Decomposed concentration. So which letter we have to use here? X. X is 75. T is question mark. A how much ma? 100. A minus X? 25. Good. Next. So K2 we can use this value. So write down the formula again. K2 is equal to 1 by T into X by A into A minus X. What is to be calculated? T is to be calculated. So T is equal to 1 by K2 into X by A into A minus X is equal to, substituting the values, 1 by K2 value into X is 75 by 100 into 25. So is equal to, if you divide this, we get the value 180, 180.18. 1,80,000, 180.18 more are there, but I have stopped there, into 0.03. Okay, 75 by 100 into 25, that is 3 by 100, so 0.03. So finally, if you multiply, we get around 5,405.405 seconds. Okay, so this is your time taken for 75% completion of the reaction. Okay students, are you enjoying the numericals? Shall I give one more? Okay. Problem number 2. Problem number 2. Ready? Write down. Half-life of a second order reaction is 20 minutes. Time is given in minutes. Full stop. If the initial concentration of the reactants is 0.12 molar, capital M, calculate the rate constant. Calculate the rate constant. Okay. So half-life T half is given how much? 20 minutes. So initial concentration A 0.12 M. Next K2 is equal to question mark. So which expression we should use here? Go to characteristics of second order reactions. So there we have derived T half is equal to 1 by A into K2. Okay. So write down given values. T half 20 minutes. A is equal to 0.12. So substituting the values, T half is 20, 1 by 0.12 into K2. Therefore, K2 is equal to 20 goes to the denominator. So 1 by 0.12 into 20, it is equal to 1 by 2.4. So if you divide, we get the final answer as, how much are you getting? 0.4166. Write down the unit students. Moles inverse, liters, minutes inverse. Okay. So this is the answer for your problem. So what is asked in the problem? Calculate the rate constant. So K2 is calculated using half-life. T half is equal to 1 by A into K2. Okay students, have you noted down? So these are the few problems based on second order kinetics. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the derivation, hope you enjoyed the kinetics, and hope you enjoyed the numericals also. Okay, so will you practice today itself the zero order kinetics students? Yes, you practice today itself. First order kinetics, second order kinetics, and also zero order kinetics. So students, next I want to complete a short answer question in this class. So that is comparison between SN1 and SN2 reactions. It's a 2-mark question which you have in this unit, that is chemical kinetics. Okay, so please put the side heading comparison between SN1 and SN2 reactions. Do you remember where you have come across this SN1 and SN2 reactions? Yes, in the last semester, that is halogen compounds. What are these SN1 and SN2? Unimolecular nucleophilic substitution and bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. Okay, so there are also videos on the halogen compounds students. If you want for any information, you can go through the videos which are there on my channel. Okay, so now divide the page into 2 columns. Left side write down SN1, right side SN2. These are all known points only students. Just for your notes I am giving you these points. Okay. Point number 1. These reactions follow, SN1 reactions follow first order kinetics. SN1 reactions follow first order kinetics, and the reactivity sequence will be and the reactivity sequence or the order will be tertiary greater than, secondary greater than, primary. Tertiary greater than, secondary greater than, primary. Okay, next. Under SN2, point number 1, these reactions follow second order kinetics. So the bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions follow second order kinetics, and here the reactivity sequence will be reverse, tertiary less than, secondary less than, primary. Okay, second point. The product in these reactions is formed with, we can see partial racemization and partial inversion. These you might have learned in the chapter stereochemistry of your general chemistry. Okay, kindly go back and check for the information. Product is formed with partial racemization and partial inversion. Next, point number 2, product is formed with complete inversion. So we call it as Walden inversion. Next, third one, low concentration of the nucleophile increases rate of reaction. Okay, so rate of reaction increases with low concentration of the nucleophile. Next, here their third point, high concentration of the nucleophile increases rate of reaction. So here low concentration is sufficient. There we require, or the SN2 reactions or the rate of reaction increases with the high concentration. The concentration of the nucleophile should be high. Next, the last point, students, tertiary alkyl halides are the common substrates under SN1 reactions. Tertiary alkyl halides. Tertiary alkyl halides are the common substrates. Next, the last point under SN2 reactions, primary alkyl halides are the common substrates. Primary alkyl halides are the common substrates. Okay, students. So these are the 4 differences between SN1 and SN2 reactions. Please draw a line till here. Okay. So today we have learned zero order kinetics. Next, numericals, and also the comparison between SN1 and SN2 reactions. Draw a line till here, students. So this is all for this class. So we will meet in the next class with a new topic. Stay safe, take care, and bye-bye, students.